Hey everyone, I wanted to share something pretty amazing with you all. Honestly, I feel like this information is invaluable. This is information that I wish I would have heard a couple years ago. So here I am sharing something with you all that we're currently going through, and I honestly hope that this is an answer to prayer for some of you, because when it comes to the world of airway and jaw structure and biological and holistic dentistry, these are not things that we're taught. Like we're not taught that if your child is mouth breathing, they're gonna get cavities. If your child is mouth breathing, this is gonna affect their adenoids and their tonsils. If your child is mouth breathing, this is gonna affect their sleep. This is gonna affect them entering into those deep stages of sleep. This is gonna affect their behavior. This is gonna affect their development. This is gonna affect nighttime with them possibly waking up, having night terrors, bedwetting, all these different things. Like, we're not taught this. We're just taught like, oh, they'll grow out of it. And it's like, no, you don't grow out of an overbite or an open bite or an overjet or malocclusion, TMJ, a narrow nasal passage, inflamed and enlarged adenoids and tonsils. Like, you don't just outgrow those things. You just kind of grow into this dysfunction. So in my research, I found this awesome company that I'm so excited to share with you all, and we're going through treatment now. So before I say who they are, all those things, I just want to say, just share a few things that I was experiencing. So with my 3-year-old son, all my kids, they're pretty, like, they're awesome. I love my babies. They're awesome. And, when it comes to their temperaments and their behavior, like, they're well-behaved kids, and, kids are kids. So you do have those moments, but overall, they're good. But I did start to notice that my boys were, they started mouth breathing. I'm like, especially after everything that we've been through with, my eldest daughter. It's like you're just like hyper aware of all these things now, because we have so much reference with our firstborn, that I'm just like, you just see all these things, and I'm just like, I have to be on top of this. I have to help my children. I have to do what I got to do to help my babies. Instead of his body being in that parasympathetic state where you're resting and you're relaxing, your body's restoring and doing all these different things, specific functions in the night when you're supposed to be sleeping, it was not doing that. That was bypassed, because now your body's like, okay, I am in fight or flight mode. I need oxygen, need to get oxygen to the brain. And that's what his body was doing all night, as opposed to just resting and actually sleeping. And then in my eldest son, who's 6 years old, we started experiencing sleepwalking and sleep talking in the night, and we've never experienced that before. I started seeing that, and I was just like, oh, like, I was concerned very quick, right? And I'm talking to him, and I'm like, Valor, I'm like, are you okay? Do you have to pee? And he's just like, he's out of it. Like, he was sleepwalking and sleep talking. And so I'm researching, I'm doing all these things. You come across sleep disordered breathing and just everything I've been sharing with the mouth breathing and the airway and the jaw structure. And I'm like, okay, we need to do something, and we need to do something like quick, because he clearly needs help. I need to help his body. I need to help his growing body. We need to remedy this now, so that this doesn't grow into anything else. Well, in my research, I found this amazing company called the ToothPillow. It's been so awesome. What made ToothPillow stand out to me was just the genuineness of their care. They wanted, their heart behind this was to create a product, a device, a guide that was going to be affordable and accessible to families who can't spend, $4K and above on something like Healthy Start. MyoBrace is another one, like those things, which are other awesome alternatives. But I love ToothPillow because, like I said, it's just that there's just something so genuine about the people. I've been, back and forth with them since last summer, and just asking all the questions. One of the VPs, she's amazing, and she's so sweet. We've been conversing back and forth, and I'm just sending her pictures of, all of our success. I'm like, oh my gosh, my 3-year-old has been sleeping with it in, like, just all this awesome stuff. Like, it really does feel like a family. They very much really do care. It's very interactive with the app, and you send, okay, let me get into this. I'm just like all over the place. Okay, so basically, ToothPillow, right? ToothPillow is this device I'm going to show you. So this one is my daughter's. This is my Victory's. Hers is bigger. And then this one is Honor's. And then Valor has the same one, but I don't know where his is at right now. He probably has it in his mouth. This is ToothPillow. And so what this does is this device goes into your mouth. So let's go to the side. It goes into their mouth, and you see this little tab here. That is for encouragement for them to keep their tongue up. Remember, I was talking about that, at the roof of their mouth, to have a point, because that's where our tongue needs to be. It needs to be suctioned to the top of our mouth. So basically what you do is, it's a 2-year program, and they sleep with this throughout the night, and they just have to wear it like 1 to 2 hours during the day. And what this does is it naturally supports and encourages that proper jaw structure. So it's in there, this guard in their mouth, and it's, you know, it's opening that airway. It's gonna help open all that stuff and provide the space that they need in their mouth. We started ToothPillow, gonna be 2 weeks soon, and it's been awesome. I'm already seeing improvement. Like literally, my son Valor hasn't been sleepwalking or sleep talking. I mean, I can't talk with this in his mouth. I guess he could, but he hasn't been. And it's been so awesome, and I'm just so excited for the journey and to see all the goodness that comes from it. Another thing is, if your toddlers and your babies have, like, their teeth are like together like ours, like adults, like they're like completely fused and formed together with no gaps, that's also another sign that they're, you know, they don't have enough space in their mouth. Like, you want your children to have gappy teeth. You want there to be big spaces between all of their teeth, because that shows you that, you know, that proper jaw development, that they have actual space in their mouth for all of their, you know, adult teeth to come in. But I'm going to be sharing like more so of our journey in my stories, and I'm going to be chronicling the whole thing on YouTube, the unboxing, all that stuff. And it came with like this super cute chart, and it's just kind of charting your progress. We have to do daily exercises. Another awesome thing that comes with this company is you get myofunctional therapy, and just training, because you can do all this, but you have to train your tongue. Your tongue has to sit at the roof of the mouth, you know. And so it's just been really awesome, and it's a very affordable and it's a very accessible option. And like, again, I'm gonna link, I have so much stuff to link in my stories, but I just kind of wanted to get this out here. The ages are from 3 to 12 years old. So again, if you're seeing these things, if your children are mouth breathing, if your children are snoring, if they're waking up irritable, if you're experiencing like ADHD like symptoms, if you're having night terrors, night sweats, sleep apnea, grinding their teeth, just all these different symptoms in the night, this is something that you should absolutely do for your child, because again, it's not something that they're going to grow out of. It's just a form of dysfunction. And this is not me like speaking this over your children. It's coming, like, again, like I said in my last video, I'm coming with 100% facts and 100% faith. Like, yes, these are things that we can pray and we can cover our children, but there's also a very real side of the world that we live in now, and, you know, gene mutations and just different things where it's like we're growing up in a generation, and our children specifically, where, you know, jaws are smaller than they were in the past, and processed foods, and here's this pouch, and here's this, and the children are not chewing, they're not using their jaws, and all these sleep disordered breathing issues are happening because of this. So getting ahead of it, doing something like this for your child is going to set them up literally for a lifetime of good health, because breathing is like, that's our number one thing. We need to be able to breathe, you know, we need to be able to sleep and enter into those deep stages of sleep and know that we're allowing our body to do these proper functions that they need to do. We spent over $15K with my daughter in, you know, traditional orthodontics. And with this ToothPillow for all 3 of my children, we're paying just a little over $3,000, which is amazing, because if you know anything about orthodontics, it can be very pricey. And so right now, they're in their beta program, and prices definitely are gonna go up. You know, like, ToothPillow is getting bigger, and more people are sharing about it, and I'm so happy, because this is such an important message. So prices are basically around I believe it's like $1,500 right now, so $1,500. And the amazing thing is that they do have payment options. Like, everything that we did for our daughter, there was no payment options. Like, we had to pay everything on the spot. So yes, they do have payment options, and that is so awesome. So if this is something that you feel like you want to do, this is something that you want to do with your child, the sooner the better. I have my 3-year-old on this right now, and I'm so happy that he's doing this right now. He has space in between all his teeth. Victory and my 2 other kids also have space in between their teeth, and it's crazy because when my reference is my firstborn, she didn't have any space between her teeth, and I'm like, man, like, so like you're seeing, like we're seeing the difference, and I'm just like, I'm so thankful that we're able to do this. And I just really wanted to hop on here in this space and just share this with you all, because I feel like it's so important. And there's so many times where you can just think like, oh, like my kid is just a bad kid, my kid has a bad attitude, my kid is just whiny, my kid just has too much energy, whatever you can feel sometimes, and it's like, no, your kid just probably needs some help, in regards to airway health. And there's things happening in their body that you might not fully understand. So I hope that this opened your eyes. Maybe this brought you some type of new information that you have not been privy to or you have not heard before. Go deeper. Absolutely do the research. But I wanted to share this company with you all because I love them. It's like a family. They're super awesome. And I don't even know if I shared this, but it's something that it's done remotely, like literally through your phone. Right now, if this is something that you want to do, I would highly recommend that you see if your child is a candidate. It's like maybe 10 minutes where, you answer some questions, you send a few photos you're gonna send it of their palate, their teeth, different things, so that these dentists, these doctors can assess it and see if your child is eligible or not. And then another awesome thing is, if your child is denied, that like, it's such a weird way to say it, but if your child is denied, like I just feel like this just further pushes my love for them, because you see that they're just not about the money, where it's like they know, like, if your child really does need something else, like they might need something more rapid or whatever, like my daughter did, they'll say, you know what, like we can't help her, we think it, but then they'll also help you and they'll direct you, or be like, we think it's best if you do this, and this, and I think that that's so beautiful and that's so awesome and it's so needed. I'm gonna attach all this stuff in my stories. I'm gonna make a ToothPillow story, and you guys can check all that out. I highly recommend you go and see if your child's a candidate, see if your child is eligible. And if you're interested, I do have a code, Close Quarters Mom. It gets you the free consultation and $100 off of the treatment plan. I would highly recommend that you get in the queue now, because when I first started inquiring about all this back in last summer, the turnaround time where the acceptance was literally, for me, it was like 2 days. Now it's 3 to 6 weeks, because like I said, it's picking up, and it's people are waking up to the epidemic, of mouth breathing and airway issues, and really wanting to help their children. Their slogan is changing lives overnight, and we've been experiencing that since we started, and it's only been like a week and a half. My son has not been sleepwalking or talking. He's not sweating in his sleep. Obviously he's not grinding. And I'm just like, wow, like it's been so awesome. Like, I'm literally seeing the shift right before my eyes, and it all comes down to airway, and it comes down to them being able to get the oxygen that their body so desperately need, especially when they're sleeping. And I really believe that this will be a blessing to your children, and it's just so awesome, because again, these are not things that we're taught, these are not things that we just know about, where it's like, oh, like, wow, my kid is acting all crazy like this because they're not getting enough oxygen, and their body is starving for oxygen. Their body's fighting in the night when it's supposed to be resting. And so if you have any questions, please message me, comment. I will love to talk to you. I would love to help you. On February 20th, we're gonna have a live Zoom call with the main doctor, the founder, Dr. Ben, and he's gonna be on there, and it's gonna be Zoom where moms, you can join, you can register, and let me know if you want the link, and you can ask the questions. You can ask all the questions you want, and he'll be there answering it for you. But I would never just recommend something just for the sake of recommending it, like it's cool. You know, this has I've seen the effects it's already had on my children. I've seen the bad effects, that mouth breathing and just all the stuff that we had to deal with our firstborn. And now I know better, and I'm trying to do my best and do better. And I absolutely had to share this because it's changing our lives over here. So if you have any questions, just message me, let me know. Get in the queue now because it's gonna take a while for the doctors to respond back. But this is awesome, and I hope you learned something. I hope this was valuable information to you. And yeah, let's message me, let's talk.